The Songbird and the Heart of Stone audiobook by Carissa Broadbent. Prologue. This is the tale of how a chosen one falls. Like most legends, it is unremarkable at its start. There was nothing special about the girl when the sun god chose her. He had his pick. He was among the most revered of the gods among his mortal followers. Every dawn and every sundown saw countless offerings upon his altars, food and silks and riches and soft bodies, every mortal pleasure a god could desire. He was particular with his favor. He chose for himself only the most flawless faces, the most powerful warriors, the most skilled sorcerers. This girl was none of those things. The two sisters arrived at the temple with nothing else in the world but each other. If they did not find shelter here, they would be cast back out to die, like countless other faceless innocents. It always begins like this. In times of great darkness, humans crawl to light like flies to the gleaming silver of a spider's silk. These are the souls that gods feast upon. No one loves you more than someone who has no one else. The older sister was almost beautiful, save for the stench of her difficult life and all she had done to survive it. She had scrounged together a silk dress designed to highlight her curves, carefully draped to hide the stains. She had thick, dark hair, lush lips, smooth skin, delicate in all the ways the gods typically enjoyed. She collapsed at the altar of her god, prayers spilling from her lips. She swore to him her faith, her life, her soul, all as the priests watched with curls of disgust over their lips. She was, in their eyes, not the type who was worthy of salvation. Perhaps the young woman hoped that the candles arranged around the altar would burst to life as she offered her god her soul, a sign of the sun god taking a new chosen. But the god accepted her fealty with only vague disinterest. He had been gifted thousands of other desperate souls just like this one today. No, it was not the young woman who interested him. It was the child with her. She trailed behind her sister, eyes bigger, hair wilder, staring up at the sky no matter how many times the priests hissed at her to lower her lashes in supplication. She listened to her sister's tearful offerings and watched the priests' disapproving stares, and though she was only 8 years old, she understood what would happen after this. She had nothing to offer. And what would a god want from her, anyway? Still, she reached into her pocket and closed her fingers around a fragile little reminder of her home. The shape of it was burned into her palm. She withdrew it and slid her own offering across the altar. A feather. Like the girl herself, the feather was not remarkable. It was small, a dull gold, bent and half bare from weeks of the little girl's absent-minded grasp. So why did this gift, this child, capture the gods' attention so? The gods' other chosen had been glorious men and women, flowers plucked at the height of their splendor. This girl was pretty enough, but no great beauty. Smart enough, but no great wit. Perhaps he enjoyed the uniquely mortal slant of her smile, or the way her freckles fell across her nose. Or perhaps gods, like mortals, are simply mesmerized by their own damnation. Because he paused then, peering through the veil between worlds at this little girl. The little girl, in turn, peered back. In the background, the priests grew tired of her sister's weeping pleas. They took hold of her arms, dragging her away. Her sister's protests and the priests' by harsh chiding faded into a hazy hum in the background. She lifted her chin to the sky, and for many years later, decades, centuries, the child would not forget what her god's voice sounded like the first time she heard it. "I see you, little one. Reach out your hand." The magic came to her so easily, as if it burned straight from her heart itself. The clouds thinned, the honeyed sunlight hot on her face. One by one, the candles around the altar blossomed to flame, and at last, fire ignited in her splayed palm. It took the others a moment to realize what was happening, but by the time she held the flame in her hands, the priests were gasping in awe. Please click on the link in the description. Dear book lover, wonderful person, to listen to the entire book, please click on the link in the description. Please click on the link in the description. Dear book lover, wonderful person, to listen to the entire book, please click on the link in the description.